Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. We have all the characters, I believe, that will be dropping before the 11th anniversary officially begins. We did a TUR list, right? Remember, with the artificial life form red zone having come into the game, things are definitely a little bit different now. Now, I mean, a lot of the LRs do have tools to deal with many of these very difficult fights, right? I mean, LRs, for the most part, have run the game in Dokkan for many years now. Although that Ultimate Gohan and Game 1 exchange tag card, they're definitely pretty high up there. Let's just go ahead and jump in. We'll talk about the top 10 LRs. I'm going to start at number 10 with LR Physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Still a very vicious card. I think in the new Cell Max fight, I don't really love running the 7th anniversary LRs in the Cell Max red zone. Because it's just like Cell Max is just peppering you with those supers. And in my experience, they're taking around 300k before they attack. I think, like, you know, we could run them and it could go our way. I think that this character should be pretty good for the Gamma fight. What's funny is we actually did have this character die against the Gammas, but at the same time, this would still be one of the very best characters. If you're going to get to that turn 3 of that Gamma fight where they basically will kill anything, this guy is going to give you a better chance than almost any character in the game, right? And then, the Bio Broly fight is pretty solid as well. I don't know. Maybe we could get them up a little bit higher, but I feel like right here kind of like sits well for this character. In base, still not the craziest, but transformed with the combination of the Scouter and the counter, and at least the one-time guaranteed nullification counter. This guy is really, really good. I don't think there's, truthfully, that much separation between these 10 LRs. Maybe when we get to the top 3, I could probably separate them a little bit, but next we'll have the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks LR right here. I do like them, but I mean, it certainly does hurt Gohan that he's not a guard character. That hurts him badly against Cell Max and against Bio Broly, right? I mean, if he wasn't int, he would be okay against Bio Broly, but he isn't. So he gets crushed by Bio Broly if we try and run him, against that super attack. I think, like, if the rest of the youth category team can kind of lock in, certainly enough that the Trunks and Goten can be very good, right? That's for sure. Unfortunately, this card just feels like they've been countered a lot, right? Like, they literally set us up, hybrid Saiyans, against that Broly red zone where dodge is canceled, so we couldn't take advantage of Trunks and Goten. The Bio Broly fight is physical, which hurts this Gohan, right? Like, the youth category team, I think, would be a real drag trying to run them against Cell Max, or against the Gammas or something like that. The character's still very explosive, but down here is fine. Next, I think this is where we get LR Physical Ultimate Gohan. I'm really, really impressed with this guy. We could just pretty much toss him on the team with ease. I think that this is a real nice tactical advantage that this character gives you, that guaranteed 24 key turn 1, setting up orbs for other characters, immediately getting his full build up with no problems, being a guard character with damage reduction, and having a Ki Blast nullification against some of these tough bosses is really good. And we already have had several runs where we have, I don't know if I want to directly say we've won off of this, but this attack break right here, all 3 of the nastiest artificial life form red zone fights right now, Bio Broly, the Gammas, and Cell Max, this can easily win you the fight, the attack break, because all 3 of the bosses are very aggressive. Bio Broly is guaranteed to super slot 0, so you've got a really good chance of getting the RNG to where you'll attack break the super. And then the Gammas and Cell Max are both just bosses that are pretty aggressive. So, I have had runs where we've attack broken those bosses' super attacks as well, right? So that's pretty effective. Again, the Ki Blast nullification, just really, really strong. Potentially could be used in Festival as well. I'm not really considering Festival too much these days because, I mean, really, most of the characters here, these LRs, can at least be reasonably effective in festival battles, if we did want to bring that up. I like the physical LR Ultimate Gohan much better than his original release, right? STR Rose and Zamasu coming up next here. I think I dropped them down a little bit. I really do like... Let's grab the next character, actually. Also the Golden Frieza and Gogeta. I really do like the way we could get this Gogeta out right here, and he's just so effective in these fights, man. You get to this Gogeta, and he is a game clincher, right? All three of these nasty fights are heavy priority to dodge, right? Like, it's like Dokkan can't make up their mind. Sometimes they're like, you're not dodging. Sometimes we can dodge. I mean, if it comes to the two of these characters against each other, I mean, if we were going to talk about like one of these pre-artificial life form red zone fights, I mean, I would say Rose is probably better against the Tamagami 1 fight. And then, I mean, I don't know, the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks fight, I feel like they're probably similar-ish, maybe. Maybe Rose is a little bit better, because Rose is definitely going to be stronger turn 1 than the Golden Frieza. I mean, I guess we could say that. But I think Gogeta, what he's able to do, I hate it goes into like that super fast mode. I think Gogeta's just so good. We've been able to get Gogeta, you know, not too toughly in a bunch of these fights. And the other thing about this Gogeta that's really so impactful here is don't forget, right? So if you use his active skill, you're going to get all these key spheres right here. But what we're talking about is this right here, how impactful that can be. And then he's also got one of these right here. We know how good that is on the blues. I've seen that on the blues drop characters' damages that they take by hundreds of thousands, right? Like, this ability is really strong. And then we combine that with the defense he gets with a bunch of orbs when he attacks, on top of his, you know, guaranteed or near guaranteed dodging. This character is very elite. So I would put him a little bit above Rose here. Rose does feel pretty good, though, in a bunch of these fights. Obviously, against Bio Broly, he's pretty safe. Against the Gammas bomb mechanic is very frustrating, but this character gives you a complete out against the Gamma's bombs. You could put whatever slot 1 character you want to, that's very powerful, in slot 1, clear the bombs away, damage yourself down to 1 HP, and then Zamasu will heal you. You use the Fusion Zamasu active skill, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're at 100% HP, and you now have the guaranteed crit and the massive stats for the turn. Just huge. It's really a disgusting combo, and makes, to me, Rose and Zamasu one of the more fun characters to run against that Gamma fight, because not only you're satisfying two of the major things you need to do to win that Gamma fight. Number 1 is you need to focus on being able to do enough damage to the Tech Gammas within the first 2 turns to at least to kill them or have them right at death once the 3rd turn starts, and characters can pretty much no longer tank the Gammas, right? Roses, you know, when you have that ability right here, it's going to allow you to just do a gargantuan damage with this up, right? And then it also allows you to get around the bomb mechanic, because you could clear all the bombs, drop yourself down to 1 HP, and then Zamasu will just heal you right back up to full with the active. So it's a beautiful combo. That is really good for this character. They're okay against Cell Max. I mean, we could run them if we want, but I don't love their performance against Cell Max. Whereas I found Golden Frieza and Gogeta, I mean, they're not my number 1 like option like Golden Frieza and Gogeta, but I feel like I like what they do in Cell Max better than Rose. So like that's enough to kind of like have them right there. Now next, I mean this is crazy. Omega is at 5, but like I would consider myself an Omega defender, and I would consider myself someone who thinks Omega is probably maybe the best villain of all time and has the best villain team of all time. Although I suppose there is another villain still to come on this list, but I feel like you guys get the point, right? You understand the point. Omega's crazy, but Dude, I was utterly, like, I have to straight up show the footage here. I used Omega against the Cell Max fight, and where is it? I just couldn't believe it. Here, let's hit this. Chat, I jumped in here, and I was like, all right, we'll give it a nice little run. We'll see what happens. Look at this opening rotation here, dude. Like this is not bad. Now, Omega's domain, by the way, does not buff Cell Max, so we don't have to worry about that, right? Okay. So here we go. Here we go. So we have Omega linked up next to Sin, right? So boom, 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 boom. AoE does nothing. Omega does his 18 key super. We get his guaranteed additional super, and then I think he gets a hidden potential system additional normal. Okay. So you saw that, right? So we did 2 super attacks. We got his orbs. Sin does his thing. Now let's watch what happens when Omega or Cell Max supers us. We have 747,000 damage or HP. So I guess technically we could have lived this, huh? We barely just died. We died by 6,000 HP. The margins on these tough fights, like, I could understand why people could get frustrated at some of these fights for sure, because the margins are so close. We lost that by 6,000 HP, chat. 6,000 HP right there. That's crazy. But yeah, at Omega, it can be a little bit rough, but Omega can completely dominate the Bio Broly fight. Because remember, Omega does have his melee nullification, so he can kind of hold down Bio Broly. I think the Omega team probably should be fairly effective against the Gamma fight as well. I do need to test that. The Gammas also do a melee super attack, so it would be a case of getting Omega to the end, and then, you know, we get the nullifications from the Omegas, we get the really powerful Rose, Zamasu active, and I think we probably could win easily with the Omega team. That's actually, I think I don't have that. I need to do a video on that, actually. Omega versus the Gammas. Yeah, we need to do that. I'm gonna ask for that thumbnail right now. The biggest LRs in the game, like, we gotta get, like, pretty much individual showcases for all of them against these fights, right? Yeah, Omega's very good. Now, Carnival Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I would put 1 slot ahead of him. So it feels like both of them are a little bit countered by a fight. Omega's kind of countered by the Cell Max fight, and it's because Omega does not have guard, by the way. Passive guard cuts the damage in half from Cell Max's crit AoE super. So if Omega was guarding, like, he would be chilling probably against Cell Max. Like, it would be a much easier run for us to do. Whereas Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he does have the passive guard. But Omega gets crushed by Cell Max. AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can really get bodied badly by Bio Broly. But I think AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does better in the fight that he's countered by Bio Broly than Omega does in the fight he's countered by Cell Max, if that makes sense. But obviously both of them are terrors to bosses in this game. Both very good. We're now starting to hit the point where these characters are going to start to drop down. I mean, as we move into the 11th anniversary, right? But honestly, I think these GDC characters had a great run. I mean, this is since July. They have been running shit, right? So I really do not like how Dokkan handled going from the 10th anniversary meta into the GDC meta, but I don't really think Dokkan has done some big problem starting with kind of when the GDC fights happened, because that's, June when some of those fights dropped. And I mean, we're only now maybe, I think, starting to get a little bit past that, right? Whereas these artificial life form red zone fights do feel harder to me. Okay, so we have that. The top 3, I think, should probably be pretty obvious. In future, Gohan and Trunks. I feel like maybe someone doesn't use this character a lot, or is just not really, like, thinking about it too much. I might be surprised that I would put him above, like, Omega and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and stuff, but this character is just really crazy. I mean, having guard and 90% damage reduction turn 1, and then unconditional revive turn 2, it's just utterly OP. And then on turn 3, by the way, you could then have 100% dodge. So the layout of this character is guard plus 90% damage reduction, which is enough to tank Cell Max. He can live, Future Gohan can live Bio Broly comfortably, depending upon the situation, even on turn 2, by the way, but it is still shocking to see the amount of damage he could take, right? So, turn 1, guard plus 90% damage reduction. Turn 2, unconditional revive. Turn 3, 100% dodge in any slot that you want. It's truly a ridiculous character. Like, like this character, the abilities like that are like we're talking about Tech Android, AGL UI Goku, Int Fat Boo type shit here. AGL Goma type shit. Right? Where it's not, this character, it's not directly how fucking hard they hit and how good they tank. Like these guys. That's kind of what Gogeta and Omega are, right? This character is more in the line of Tech Android's Goma, like, of like kind of, I don't know how I would want to word it, but very particular abilities, right? Like, this is a character that we might be using after they've long been power crept, naturally power crept, like, Fapu and Tech Androids and AGL UI Goku and stuff, right? So, just really, I've been really impressed with them. And then the top two, I kind of am just leaving the status quo as is. Goma and Blue Goku, I'm totally fine with. Yeah, let me just grab them and get them up here. And then where is Blue Goku? He's a little bit back here. My brain, I'm sorry. It's right here. Okay. And we got it right there. The blues, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's the same argument I've been telling you guys for 7 months. The way their kit is set up, like, directly countering them is, like not super possible. Like, it would need to be, like, a ridiculous AGL boss who, dodge cancels, like, turn 1 or something. Like, they set this character up in, like, a laughable way of just all the damage reduction, dodge, the 18 keys support, attack debuffing, which can be clutch in fights like Tamagami 1. Rose has got that as well. Then you hit turn 4 and you're able to get guard once Vegeta shows up, which can make... So, Blue Goku, turn 1, 2, and 3, he's got to dodge Cell Max. He can live here or there, depending upon the situation, but pretty much, he's going to have to dodge Cell Max or he's going to get clapped. Remember, he's a high damage reduction character without guard. So, an AGL boss will fuck him up if he doesn't dodge. But, like, type neutral, this guy probably tanks much better than people give him credit for. But once you get to Blue Vegeta, which is just turn 4 start of battle, and you pop that father-son Gallic gun, then Goku becomes utterly ridiculous because he's 80% dodge, 70% damage reduction while fucking guarding. Just an absurd character, right? Like, can be really, really good. If need be, on turn 4, you can, remove dodge canceling for this character as well. Like, just really absurd. But Goma is kind of his bag of tricks, man. I see no reason to move Goma down. Even if I was going to move Goma down, it would only be just to get Blue Goku in Slot 1. Like, that would pretty much be it. Really, I would say impressive, what these characters can do. And I would kind of just put it just like this. I don't think that I would actually be like, all right, like, they're a tier down. I think, like you can make it, like, on any given run, I think, like, physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta could potentially outperform, like, Goma. Like, what if Goma, turn 1 just gets hit, loses damage reduction, right? Then that significantly weakens him. He'll still have his giant form and stuff, but it does weaken him. Whereas, let's say on any given run, physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, starts out on turn 2, turn 4, you fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and he hits 100% of his counters, and he's giving you the Scouter, and he's Rainbow Orb changing, and he just completely controls the fight, right? Like, if I was to cut off a tier, it would be right here. I would have Goma, the Blues, and Future Gohan by themselves, and then I could move the rest of them down, but I don't really want to do that. Because we truly are kind of in a meta, too, where, any great character can get caught. I've seen Future Gohan exploded. Blue Goku can get killed easily, right? From Cell Max in particular, and Gamma 2 in the Gamma fights, right? Remember, that Gamma fight is tricky. Turn 1, Gamma 2 is not that bad. Turn 2, Gamma 2 will kill pretty much everyone with his supers. Pretty much. So, it's like, Blue Goku get killed. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta could be killed. Omega could be killed. Like, it happens. A lot of these characters can be killed. Now, the one thing I would say, I probably would have Orange Piccolo as the next up character. And then I probably would go with the gods at 12, I think, is what I would do. So, like, 10 is Physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think I'd get Orange Piccolo at 11 and the gods at 12. I like Orange Piccolo a lot better than most people, but, I mean, certainly, if we go into Bio Broly, we're going to have to run him in kind of like a slot 2, slot 3 role for the fight where he should be good, but we could get that Orange Piccolo Giant form, which could, completely clinch things. We go into the Gammas. Man, actually, thinking about that giant form, though, it really does. Like, the giant form, like, I set up Iron Cane to do, like a combo where he did the Orange Piccolo giant form and then Tech Vegito active skill right afterwards. So Orange Piccolo making the bosses use up their supers, so then they become just normals, which Vegito would then counter once you would leave Piccolo's giant form. That's like right there. What's funny is if I was to take a character off the top 10 to get Orange Piccolo on, I might be interested in even dropping into Gohan, Goten, and Trunks off. Maybe Physical Gogeta at 9, Orange Piccolo at 10. Is maybe something I could consider doing. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't feel to me like I should have Physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta off this list. I mean, maybe we could swap these two around right here. I mean, it's not, dude. I'm literally trying to do it, but okay. But like, yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, something like that. And then, what's the other fight? Cell Max is the one fight. I'm not, like, really in love with Orange Piccolo in the Cell Max fight. I mean, if he starts out in slot 7, you got a superhero. He shows up immediately. Boom. No double AoE supers. Like, he can really help you. But, people will complain about the damage on the Orange Piccolo transformation, by the way. To me, I feel like that's only a thing, when he is going to go up against a boss that has damage threshold. Like Cell Max, they put that on him. I think it's specifically to hold this guy back. I really do. Right? So there we go. I think we will end just like this with the top 10. Poor Orange Piccolo does fall one spot shy, I think, of making into the top 10. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.